sometimes I'm making fun of hip-hop music, like the people that drive around here are more walk around, these big speakers blasting it, fucking preamps. And I always do the my dick. A guy I just passed over there had a big thing, and riding on my, and I swear to God, riding on my dick, it was the meme. It was the meme. Now, I mean, I know there's a big, there's a big LGBT presence here in Hawaii. I'm assuming he was LGBT, or why would you walk around with that blasting? You know, women and children out here riding on my dick, It's like, it's worse when, it's not even a big deal when they do it. What do you mean by they? When they do it, but when the white dudes do it, I want to vomit. I want to vomit. That's cultural appropriation, man. Why would you want to act like something in like a different race that you're not? You know what I mean? Guys shoot mad because I'm in the street, but these fucking people here, if you walk onto that, they'll come running out. So and this is always, actually it's not bad time, there's only one car, but usually this is all full. So you have to walk in the street. They really don't want you sitting on that thing over there because you can see down. And there's like a hallway down there where you can walk around. And I don't think I've ever brought this up, but here in Waikiki, every few, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, you have one of these plates in the fucking sidewalk. And there's like hallways down there. What for? I don't know. Like, I've never seen anyone access them. But I've seen people walking around them on Kalakaua. Well, you know what? They closed off all the places you used to be able to see people. Down right past International Marketplace, on the left-hand side, like right when you pass Tesla. Along that stretch of road there, you used to be able to see down. And they have lights in there, and I've seen people walking around down there. And they're everywhere. This access to underground. There's one right there, right? We'll walk by one in a minute. I've thought about it. Like, what do you think they're for? Bringing things into the hotel? No, because it's not how they bring things into the hotel. Oh, I thought that was one right there. I'm gonna point out every single one. But I don't know. I mean, I've worked in the engineering field for, God, I don't know, 30 years, right? City planning, I've seen a lot of that stuff, how things are laid out. We have to always pull the paperwork for this stuff when we do a job. We have to find out where the property is for everybody. And I've never seen anything like these little trap doors into the ground. Here we are, right here. Right here. 1, 2. It looks like they open up like this, but I've never seen them open. Maybe at some point in the past they used them. Well, they're using them now because there's people down there. And like I said, the place I pointed out where you're forced to walk into the street, there's a lot of sections here where they force you into the street. Not a lot of complex thought going on here at all. Or abstract thought or any of that. So they just, whatever, they'll hoard you into the street. But I've asked people and they just, it's the same kind of response you get when you ask people what that thing is next to the moon, that glowing thing. If you're lucky, you'll get someone saying, yeah, that's weird. But usually it's just a straight, oh, I don't know. And nothing beyond that, But, yeah, so these things are all, there are tunnels, right, underneath the underneath where we're walking, all these sidewalks. All on Kalakaua. And here too, they're right over here. You know, and when you walk on them, they go like boom, boom. You know, they make these big noises. One right there. You know, and I don't know what that is. It's not sewer. I've never seen any kind of like you know, like I said, I've been around that stuff my whole life, and I've never seen any kind of city planning that called for tunnels underneath the sidewalk. Now it could be something completely benign. I just don't know what it is. But I've asked people. No one knows shit about anything here, though. They really don't. It's, you know, whatever. There's some nice people, but you know, God love them. But I've never gotten an answer on these things. It could be benign. It could be something. I've never seen them used. I've never seen them open. But they're there. And it's not to load things into a building. That would make no sense. Why would you have to go underground? Here's one right here. This one's kind of, looks like this one's concreted over. Yeah, I'm going to point out every one. What are they for? Why do you need to go? That's not how you go into a sewer system. Here's another one right here. Right there. Usually there's two. Side by side, so that they open up almost like, you know, they flip open like a door. You know? And I don't know, you know what? Speaking of being in engineering for years, I should probably go online to the town hall and see if I can't pull some plans for that, some information for that. That one's blocked over too. Because it may be something just, it may be just the way they have to do things because of something. I don't know. Of course, I instantly think of something nefarious. As I've talked about recently, there's a lot of that kind of activity here that would necessitate something like that here. So it's a good way to just, whoop, you know, take someone down in those hallways. And the hallways down there are man-sized. These are electrical transformers. There you go. Yeah, this one's boarded up too, or tiled up. Right across the street there, right there in front of the hotel, is one that opens up this way with the two opening up doors. All the ones on, yeah, like this stuff here might be, it's probably electrical, you know, but it looks like the access to those are closed. Yeah, all along there. They have the ones that swing up, that swing open. Here's some here too, right here. Yeah, let's take a look at this. What the fuck we got going on here? Yeah, here we go. See, this is a double, it has, you know, two, it opens up. Water meter. I don't know. It could be something like benign, you know? It could be something that isn't anything. But there are tunnels that you are, you know, they're man height, because when I see people walking in there, it's almost like they not only can stand up in there, there's a little bit of headspace above them. Kind of weird. The thing is, when I go home, I only think about that shit when I'm out here walking on them. When I'm at home, I have to remember to go to Registry of Deeds. If they have even anything online here. Some towns, no towns are required to put things online. It used to help for research purposes. Like whenever we do a job, here's another one here too. So this is like board of, yeah, this is water too, but this isn't the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, these are utility. The ones I'm talking about are the two big metal doors that swing open. Yeah, I think you understand. I don't know how many times I can I think I've explained it like 10 times. But I'm going to look at that, you know, when I get home, if I can remember. This crown, I noticed it again today. It popped up on Understanding Conspiracy's channel. It was just a thumbnail he had for a video he was doing. And this jughead crown, right? Like, I've seen it pop up so many times. I've talked about it before in videos and shit. It's always related to demons and evil people and black magic and demonic shit. Frenchie McFuckface actually has one in some photos of her. She's the visual artist, or but not visual artist. She creates sculpture, art sculpture, and she did a lot of work for the Podesta brothers. That creepy ass fucking artwork of kids and monsters and stuff. She has a lot of pieces on display, museums around the world. Louise Burgogi or something. I call her Frenchie McFuckface because that's all the respect she deserves. Fucking black magic freak weirdo. But yeah, this crown turns up. It's on the Senate demon. There's another like picture that's been on the internet for a few years, and I can't find it. I dug for it before I started talking about it. I'm gonna look to see if I can find it in you know, when I'm editing this. But it's like supposed to be a real demon. It's been on X for years. If you saw the picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that thing. He's got the crown on too. This crown. And then Roger from KC, who I haven't met my quota of talking about this year yet. Well, actually, it's a new year. He when he would pick out some of these things in photos, they would have the crown on too. In fact, a lot of the things he would point out, the entities, they had all kinds of fancy hats. They're big in the hats. Kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know what the occult significance of this is. But it's a thing. It's a thing. It keeps popping up around demons and demonic shit and evil people. And I call it the Jughead crown because it looks like the thing that Jughead used to wear. What that thing Jughead used to wear actually is a fedora with the top cut off. It was a style that was popular in like the 30s or 40s. When your fedora would wear out, they'd cut the top off and they'd fold those pieces up, and it looked like it looked kind of like a crown. But yeah, there's some tie there, and haven't yet been able to figure out what that is. I floated on message boards and stuff, and you know, talked about it in my videos, like I said, but so far no one's really gave me any insight on that or added anything to it. But when I saw it on his thumbnail, oh no, you know what? It's not a thumbnail. It was in the video itself. He's just showing pictures of random demonic things. As his whole thing on Understanding Conspiracy is how the Nephilim appear like clowns, and he ties the jester and clowns into demonic beings. Although when I was searching for the Jughead crown, I would use those words. I found a still from the show, the Riverdale show. It's like a modern, you know what the fuck it is. And they had one episode, I guess, where they had demons in them, right? And here's a picture here, and that is what like a real one looks like. Well, a real one. The way you see them here. Like in the subway video. They're just white blobs. They have like two big black eyes where they are. And this is if you catch them in film. If you catch them in film, or if you catch them in a photo, that's how they come out. I don't know why it is. But obviously, whoever produced this knows that's what they look like. And I see people with that. I see that pop up sometimes too. Duran Duran did a video from the Future Past album. And it was made by AI, which is kind of creepy. And when it rendered the band members, it rendered them with demon faces complete white, blurs with the big black eyes. Now, demons in their natural state and what they look like normally, they look like those old like carvings on those old pictures where they have really weird heads. They look like the Senate one. They look like HR Puffin stuff things. They're real like goofy and brightly colored, you know, like clowns, like Understanding Conspiracy was saying. They kind of look like that. They look goofy. It's just that goofy and kind of jarring because they're real, but they almost look like puppets or something. When they look white in the face is when they're caught on film. Usually, because Roger from KC does have some photographs on his YouTube page that he blew up and worked in his photo stuff, where you can see them clearly, and sometimes you can see them in that kind of goofy form with the big heads. The pop group, on their first album, I was talking about them the other day, their post-punk group, came out of England, one of the first post-punk bands. They have African tribesmen standing on the front of the album, and they have masks on those are demon masks. Like, and you see that in a lot of Eastern art too. East Asia. That's what they look like. Goofy. They have big goofy heads. They're brightly colored. There is a clown thing to them. There's a clown aspect to them. Yeah, and that's when, if you see them in their natural state, if you could see them on their frequency or in their dimension, or however you want to describe the dimensional space that they sit in, that isn't the one we're sitting in. Yeah, you know, whatever. What's the point of that? I don't know. I'm just pointing that out in relation to the crown. But yeah, that crown thing's weird. And I haven't really seen that until like recent years. It's only recently that I started noticing that crown was kind of always involved with demonic beings or demonic people or, you know, evil shit. It could have a name. It's not, like, I'll call it the Jughead crown, but the actual Jughead crown isn't a crown. Like I said, it's there's a name for it, for the fedora with the cut off thing. I don't know. Hopefully, a lot of this stuff I do, like, you know, when I talk about these kind of things, I'm trying to find something. It's like a message in a bottle. You know, just putting it in a video, and maybe someday down the line, someone will be like, "Oh yeah, that's a this, and here's how it's related." Because sometimes that does happen. You know, I've had it happen. You know, I've had it happen. Oh, it's quiet on January 2nd. Yeah, New Year's here, New Year's Eve, 6 p.m. It started with the fireworks. Crazy bombs going off all night. It looked awesome. Later I looked at Instagram, and some people had like an aerial view of the area, and it looked like Baghdad in like 2003. I don't know if I can get a video of that up on here, but maybe I'll leave a link to it, or I'll say I will, and I'll forget to do it. But yeah, it went from 6 p.m. to right after midnight, right after it switched over. But yeah, they go hard here. Past couple of years, I've stayed inside with Nia on New Year's. I don't party anymore. Like, even when I first moved here, I was still going out with my friends, just to walk around among all the drunk people and, you know, probably doing a little partying ourselves. But yeah, I don't drink. I occasionally smoke some of that stuff you find on the ground. Smoking things I find on the ground. That's how I learn myself better. Yeah, it was fucking madness. It was madness. The idiot just stated, each with our headphones on, in our own world. And it's fun. I love that. Like some of my favorite, my favorite thing to do now, you know, at night, legit, is just hang around in the house with each of us in our own world doing our own thing. You know, it's awesome. New Year's Eve used to be a real excuse to get extra over the top. You know, back in my partying days, man, I was going hard in the red, in the paint, like constantly anyway. But when you get a 4th of July or a New Year's Eve, it was just a reason to take it to a ridiculous level that it didn't need to go to. I remember one New Year's Eve, I think the last New Year's Eve I spent partying in Boston for a while. Ended up, well, no, I never really went back in on the scene back then. Anyway, the reason I didn't go back is because I had this scare where after New Year's Eve, I woke up the next day and the left side of my body was just numb. And I went to the doctor, and she told me it was a neuropathy due to alcohol, drugs, and she said if you just stop drinking and doing drugs, you'll be all set. So that's what I did. I stopped for like everything, for like 3 years. And the way I did that is whenever money would come in, I was out of the band at this point. I just left the band. We just played like our last gig. And I, whenever money would come in, instead of going into the city to go party with my stupid friends, I would immediately go to the comic book store, the Comic Book Palace, which is, this guy Glenn has been running it for 30 years. He's recently become something of a celebrity because of a Comics Gate. Well, it's not Comics Gate. He was just giving his opinion on modern comics and how they suck. But yeah, his place. And I'd take any money that would come in, I'd go right there and spend it all buying just comics, statues, whatever. Because my thinking was just get rid of it. Because you're sitting there with money, you know, you're going to go into the city. But yeah, that the night before that, I wasn't even partying crazy. I was at my friend Evian's house. And she had just gotten the bottom surgery done. She got the boobs like something like a year before that. And now she had her bottom surgery, so she's hanging in. And I remember going there and bringing some stuff with me. And she's like, I can't do it because I'm, you know, recovering from the thing. So I was like, oh, good, more for me. So it was, I think it was just her and I, just watching, we were watching these old videos of her doing her act. She was Madonna impersonator, and she did a couple other people. Because back then, transgender people, they had a culture, and they did things, you know, they were performers, they're artists. We used to play a transgender club all the time. Called Jocks in Boston. We used to play in the basement, you know, where they put the rock bands. And they weren't fucking looking to talk to your kids, you know. They were just like relatively normal people who just like to live this way, or you know, and that was it. You know, they weren't trying to protest in the streets or speak at schools. That whole thing's been turned up a notch. Like even the LGBT group, they were never like that, like how they are now, you know? It's just weird. But I think I've conflated like 10 different things together, per usual. It's just, here it's always on the edge of word salad. You know, it rides that fine line between stupid and really stupid. All right, I'm going to take a shower and pretend to sleep for a while. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you guys soon. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.